Well, okay. Looks like I just figured out how to use this thing. I'm halfway up Storm King Mountain on one of my training hikes. Just getting ready for February 15th, which will be my start date to go on the Appalachian Trail, because apparently I've been saying it wrong my whole life. I'm from New York, so I've been saying the Appalachian Trail. So, however it's said, I'll be leaving on February 15th, leaving out of Amicalola. I think that's how you say it. Amicalola, Somalaba. But anyway, false. Leaving from there and hoping to make it all the way to Katahdin. A little about myself. My name is Scott. I go by Wedge on the trail, and I'm retired military. Spent 17 years in the Air Force, 6 years in the Navy, and retired in 2015, became a stay-at-home dad, which was by far the best job I ever had. In the meantime, I was a freelance photographer and writer, did concert reviews, a lot of concert photography. Had a great time there. And now I'm here. A lot of people keep asking me why I'm doing the AT. Well, ever since I was a Cub Scout, and I was on a hike with my troop, and we came across these hikers on a White Blaze Trail that we were walking on. Nobody really told us what was going on. Somebody told us, hey, we started in Georgia and we're walking to Maine. And even my scout leader didn't believe them, but it was true. Ever since that day, I've wanted to do the AT. I've come close a couple of times. In the 8 months between the Navy and the Air Force, I had seriously looked into doing it. Lack of funds and proper equipment kept me from doing it at that time. About 7 years ago, I had looked into it, told my wife I wanted to, and she said, maybe not the best time, being we had 2 small kids, and I had just had a back surgery. About this time last year, I told her, hey, I think now's my shot. I'm gonna try the AT, leaving in a month. Which she looked at me and laughed and said, listen, you're out of shape. Your gear is 20 years old, and you should probably research this a little bit better. So I did. Found out that my gear was 20 years old, completely out of date. I still wore big hiking boots, and I needed to change a lot. 3.5 pound tent, heavy clothes. So once again, listen to your wives, guys, because they tend to be right. So after all was said and done, she said, wait a year and then go. You could go next year, take your absolute time, start early, end late, enjoy the entire trip. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna have a plan when I wake up. I'm gonna have a guidance, but I'm not really gonna be a stickler for everything that I'm doing. I'm not gonna be like, I have to do this many miles to this shelter, to that. I'm just gonna go with the flow, really, and enjoy this trip. And like Earl Schaefer, walk the military out of me. Because I retired 8 years ago. It's time to move on. In my research for doing this trip, discovered about trail magic, which I did almost 40 times this year, and got to meet a lot of great people along the way. Got to meet Bricks. He was an amazing man, great insight. Got to meet Adventure Together, another great YouTuber. Everybody should watch him. And over 400 people along the way, which signed my board, which I'll show you later. My wife jumped in on the weekends, and I did it during the week. That way we were covered. Doing trail magic was also a great way to do research, because this way I could ask everybody everything that they knew while they were a captive audience. So, I've been bit by a Lone Star tick. I live in Hudson Valley, New York, which is where they are very prevalent. And because of that, I can't eat meat in any way, shape, or form, which could really put a damper on one's protein intake. But along the trail, I met a bunch of people that were vegetarians. And they gave me a bunch of great tips. My wife is dehydrating food for us. She's making me all my meals basically and just sending them to me. So I'm incredibly lucky to have that sort of support system. There's many people I met along the way. Didn't have anybody. They just did it all on their own, which is, you know, pretty standard. But as an almost 50-year-old man, it's good to have some help along the way. That's the best part of all this, is as I'm doing this with a support system. I'm doing this as a team. My wife, my family, some of the people that I met along the way who have opened their arms to me, invited me to stay with them along the trail, keep in touch if I ever have any questions. So that being said, I don't want to bore you anymore. I just want to say my name's Wedge. I hope you come along with me on my attempted through hike at the Appalachian Trail. Peace. So I got up on this rock. How the hell am I going to get down from here?